All right, everybody. Hello. All right, I'm gonna try and make this quick because again, my voice. I'm gonna say the same thing every time. My voice is an asshole. I don't know what I'm gonna look at here. I'm just gonna ramble about nothing. Again, my phone might die because it came real close last time. And any comments you make, I'll try to reply to them later. Sorry about that. So here we go with row eight of my music. So here we go. Let's pick up where we left off, which was at the Sleepless in Seattle soundtrack. So let's. What is that? Ugh, a mess. All right, here we go. By the way, before we go any further, I'd just like to say that I didn't find this, but I went ahead and had to order a replacement police record for the one that I apparently lost. And I also had their greatest hits, like the singles that was called. I had that CD also. I don't know where that is. So apparently my Ghost in the Machine and my Police Greatest Hits have vanished, which makes me wonder what else is gone that I didn't notice. Anyway, you don't care about that, but do you care about any of this really? All right, here we go. Picking up. Here we go. All right. Something Corporate. I have this because I had to learn a Something Corporate song. Something Corporate used to get requested when I was in the Midwest. Doesn't get requested now. So I learned, woke up in a car, didn't actually mind it. So I bought this record because it was on Amazon for a couple bucks. Haven't listened to it yet. Let's get used to the haven't listened to it yet, shall we? All right. Sons of Sylvia. This is actually pretty good. These guys were on America's Top Band, the first season of that, as the Clark Brothers. And then they made this record and called themselves the Sons of Sylvia. This is actually pretty good. There's some really good stuff on here. I heard the song Love Left to Lose was playing before a movie. I was going to see a movie, and it was a song playing before the movie started. I was like, that's really good. I wonder who that is. And I bought this record later because I like these guys on America's Next Top Band, and just put the record on. And that song came on. I was like, oh my God, that's that song I heard in the movie theater. Because I didn't have Shazam out ready, so I thought I'll never find that song again. So I looked that up. Love Left to Lose. It's a good song. Actually, a very fine album. Very good album. My rock fans might like this a little bit. Good stuff. I like that one. What is this? Oh, Spinal Tap. The original Black Album, Spinal Tap. Don't need to say anything about Spinal Tap, right? There you go. Spinal Tap, Break Like the Wind. And then they had this one, Back from the Dead, right? Which I think folds out into like a ridiculous... Yeah, I'm not going to get all that now. It's a big fold-out thing. This was recommended. I've seen it a few times. I bought it. I haven't listened to it yet. Stage Dolls. I like the Stage Dolls. Where's my other... Okay, I'm definitely missing something here because I also have Stage Dolls Stripped, which is not on this shelf either. I'm missing something. Somewhere there's a box with some of my CDs in it. This irritates me. Anyway, this, Get a Life by Stage Dolls. This is very good. This is my favorite. I only know a few of them, but this is good. Very Bryan Adams-esque, kind of Def Leppard, but like the lighter Bryan Adams fare. This is really good. I enjoy this record very much. I got the follow-up, Always, which I didn't like as much, but it's still okay. Stan Bush. Anyone who Stan Bush is, you probably know him from, I Got the Touch from the Transformers soundtrack, but he's also got this album, which kind of blended together on me. Great voice. I don't remember much more about it. Oh, this is a little charity event CD that I was a small part of, with just a bunch of people like myself to put this together to help out. Yeah, there it is. So that's what that is. Starship. Jeez, I love Starship. Oh my gosh. Mickey Thomas, just one of the greatest singers ever. So I feel like I'm really close on these things. Can I zoom? I cannot. So I can. That might be better. I think I was close. Oh, that's a little better. Yeah, Mickey Thomas. This is really good stuff. Good stuff. Love his voice. This is my favorite one. Love Among the Cannibals. Great Starship record. Just very polished and very hooky. I love that one. Very, very good. And then there's the greatest hits. This is the one I listened to death, of course, at first. And then I backpedaled and got some other Starship stuff. Starship also has a couple records I want, like Nuclear Furniture. And there's another one, Too Low for Zero, something like that. They're just so expensive. They're expensive, so I don't have them yet. Station, heard a lot of great stuff about this band. This was sent to me by Bob Long. Thank you, Bob. I haven't listened to it yet because I'm a horrible person, but I'll get there. Steel Breeze I bought because I thought Kevin Chalfant sang on this, and I ordered it, I got it, and then I found out I was wrong, so I have not listened to it yet. Steel Heart. Oh, man. Steel Heart, that song, I'll Never Let You Go. I remember the very first time I ever heard that song on MTV. I was like, I can't believe this guy can sing this high. It's ridiculous. And it's actually a decent record. I like it. It sounds like it's of its time. It's like the big drums and all that kind of stuff. But everybody loves Eileen is cool. Sheila's pretty cool. Gimme Gimme, Rock and Roll, She's Gone. I like a lot of the stuff. I like the second half more than the first half. I like that. Second one was spotty for me. I'm sorry. I know everybody loves this record. It's not bad at all, but it was spotty for me. I love Loaded Mother. Sticky Side Up is cool. I love Sticky Side Up. Great song. Steelhouse Lane. I got this because it was on melodicrock.com years and years ago. Like the review was just, it's amazing, it's amazing, it's the greatest thing ever. And not really. It's okay. It's not bad, but it didn't do much for me. Give It All to Me is an awesome song. I love Give It All to Me. Maybe I got to listen to this again. I don't know. St. Elmo's Fire soundtrack. Not much I can tell you about this. I would look up the song Young and Innocent. I love the song Young and Innocent. Great song. So I checked that out. Good stuff. Stereophonics. I bought this because I watched this movie called Not Since You. And there was a song on in the intro of that song. And it was Maybe Tomorrow. And I thought it was a really cool song. So I bought this record because it was a couple bucks on Amazon. I got it and I hate it. Moving on. Steve Lukather. Maybe my favorite lead guitarist ever. The guitarist from Toto. Has a couple solo records. I don't have them all, but I got a couple. I got that one. I got this one. Moving on. Steve Perry. Just the greatest vocalist of all time, right? Like let's say one of them anyway. Just the voice, man. Nothing you can say about Steve Perry that you don't already know, other than my phone won't focus. Sorry. Oh well. Also disappeared because now that I think about it, I didn't always have the Digipack. I used to have the real thing. I wonder where that went. I'm missing stuff. Steve Perry, and then there's A Love of Strange Medicine. This was good. And then the greatest hits with some bonus songs. And there's a great song here called What Was. I know I'm talking quickly, but that's just because we have so much to get through. But Steve Perry, just, yeah. What else am I going to say? Steve Poltz. I had this song, record because of a song called, oh God, what's it called? I Love Everything About You. I Love Everything About You. And that's why I have this. My old friend Laura turned me on to that song, and I still haven't listened to the rest of this. Passion and Warfare by Steve Vai. When this came out, the audience is listening. Oh, I listened to it over and over again. Love it. Good stuff on here. Instrumental rock. I mean, you know who Steve Vai is, or you don't. Another album where the printing on the side is backwards, so I got to flip it upside down to make it fit, which drives me crazy. More Steve Vai stuff that I haven't listened to yet. More Steve Vai stuff I haven't listened to yet. Steven Tyler's solo record. There is a review of this coming on YouTube soon, so I'll save my thoughts for that. Here's my Stevie Wonder collection. I should know more about Stevie Wonder, but I don't. But I really should. Shameless. I don't know more about the genius of Stevie Wonder. But there's some really good stuff. I love Every Little Thing About You. What a great little song. You should look that up. Beautiful little, not beautiful, just happy. So there's Stevie Wonder, Stevie Wonder, Stevie Wonder, Stevie Wonder. I'm sorry I haven't listened to this yet. Stevie Wonder, Steely Dan, I got Asia, because everybody talks about Asia. You know, Asia's such a great record. I'm like, okay, bought it. I haven't listened to it yet. Surprise. Stranded, another record I bought on the recommendation of melodicrock.com. I listened to it years ago. Don't remember much about it. I probably have to revisit it. There is a cool song called Tonight Can Last Forever on that, though. A good song. That's all I really remember about this. I'll have to listen to it again sometime. The singer reminds me a lot of James Christian. Stradivarius, kind of power metal. I'm sure that Justin Gaines could tell me more about Stradivarius. I got this stuff because of my brother, who got Infinity, and we listened to that a lot of the time because it's kind of like Halloween, not quite, but there's my Stradivarius records. Street Legal, I bought this at MR3 a couple years ago. Still haven't listened to it. Striper, this was a gift from Jerry Ritz. There's a review I put up online on YouTube, but no point in watching it. I felt really bad because Jerry's a good guy, good friend, and it just didn't do much for me. Sorry. Let's move on. Sticks. Nothing I can tell you about Sticks you don't know. Here's my Sticks section. This is the Wooden Nickel recording, so it's like 4 albums in one. So it's the first 4 records all in this double disc set. And then Equinox, Crystal Ball, Grand Illusion. I got a review on YouTube of that one. Pieces of 8, Cornerstone. That's and Kill Rose. This I know. Listen, I apologize to all the Styx purists. I'm very sorry. I love this one. I know it's not like the classic Styx. I know it's like saying you love Journey when Steve Perry is not in the band. But I mean, just as a record, this is a really good record. Show Me the Way is a good tune I heard on the radio, and that's what made me go out and buy this. Which, by the way, I heard that song "Show Me the Way," and I didn't know who it was by because I was too young to recognize Dennis DeYoung's voice. So I went to Best Buy, and I just looked for an album with the song "Show Me the Way" on it, And that's how I came across The Storm. I saw The Storm. I didn't know who The Storm was. I saw a song called Show Me the Way. It was of the same year. So I thought, that's probably that song I love. So I bought the first Storm record thinking I was going to get Show Me the Way by Styx on it. That's how I discovered The Storm. That's true. Anyway, this is a great record. I love this album. So immaculately produced. Good stuff. And then more Styx. There you go. That one had some good stuff on it. That one was kind of hit and miss for me. The song Kiss Your Ass Goodbye sounds just like Where You Going Now by Damn Yankees. So that kind of took me out of it. Sugarland. I love Sugarland. Sugarland's got great stuff. I heard the song Settling was the first song by Sugarland I ever heard. And I really like Sugarland. It was so upbeat, happy, catchy. Just how do you write such happy stuff? My God. And even Sugarland is referenced in a song by the Indigo Girls. We'll go see Sugarland. Rise Up You're Dead, I think. Or is it Fill It Up Again? Rise Up You're Dead, I think, by Indigo Girls references Sugarland. But I love Sugarland. They're just so happy. I know a lot of people don't love her voice. But the songwriting is just, it's just so good. Oh, yeah, there's this one, too. There's that one, too. So I really love Sugarland. It's just happy music, man. And happy music is hard as hell to write. It just is. Moving on, here's my Supertramp. I don't have as much Supertramp as I'd like to, but I got some. Crime of the Century, Even the Quietest Moments. I got to get a lot more Supertramp. I only got a few right now, but I'll get there. The Swell Season. This is, again, the great Glenn Hansard, who did the music for Once and was actually in the movie The Commitments, and just writes some pretty well, this is the Swell Season, so it's a thing he did with her. So it's him and her. It's basically the two people that were in Once, and they made a couple records. This was one, and then this was one. Kind of disappointed, to be honest with you. There's some good stuff, but there's some clunkers too. Tak Matsumoto Group. That's such a great record. Oh my God. If you don't know who these people are, that is the lead singer from Mr. Big, Eric Martin. That is Jack Blades from Night Ranger and Damn Yankee, everybody else. And these two guys made a record with him and the drummer. Oh, who's the drummer? Oh God, he was in Styx, right? Oh geez, who's the drummer? Oh, I can't find it, and you don't care. Shame on me for not knowing the drummer. This is a great one-off record. I love this album. Eric Martin singing, Jack Blades writing all the music. This is great, great stuff. See how much that is to find. I bought this when it first came out. TMG 1. I wish they'd make another one. Such a cool album. Take That. I got this because of that song. Whatever I said, whatever I did, I didn't mean it. I just want you back for good. That's why I got this, because that song's catchy as heck. It's not a really great record, but that's why I have it. Tal Bachman, son of Randy Bachman of Bachman's Turner Overdrive, had that song in the 90s. She's so high. I can't do my falsetto's gone. She's so high. Yeah, my falsetto's completely gone. But I like that song, so I bought this record, and I haven't listened to it yet. Surprise. Tall Stories. Steve Augeri's record before he got tapped to be the replacement for Steve Perry in Journey. Good stuff on here. Wild on the Run I like. It's kind of hit and miss, but I should probably go back and listen to this again. It's been a while, but that's Tall Stories. Tangier. I got Tangier because I heard the song Stranded on MTV. Stranded without your love. What a great song. I love that song so much. So I went and tracked down this record. It took me years to find it because I only heard the song once. And for years, I thought that song was by a band called Strider, because I just remembered the band name incorrectly. I thought this is a song called Stranded by Strider. And this is, again, before the internet. So it took me forever. I don't know how. I think I found out online eventually. I think I asked somebody. There's a song called Stranded. It's on Tangier. So I ended up finding these. So that's pretty good. I like this one more. This one's more blues rock. And I'm just not a blues rock kind of guy. But there's my Tangier. Taylor Dane had some really good stuff. Again, Diane Warren was writing for her. So like some very upbeat, hooky, radio-friendly stuff. Don't Rush Me is cool. There's just some good stuff on here. So Taylor Dane records. There's Taylor Dane. Oh, no. Oh, Taylor Hicks, the guy that won American Idol. This is the album he put out before he was on American Idol, which I don't think I've yet to listen to be honest. So there's that. And then there's his major debut. It was okay, but I didn't love it, to be honest. The Right Place, by the way, was co-written by Bryan Adams. I should go back and listen to this, though. It might be good. Yeah, I got Taylor Swift's first record. Shut up. I'm going to eventually have them all. I just don't have them all yet because I don't care that much. And there's the follow-up. I haven't listened to this yet either. Actually, I haven't listened to either one of them. Taxi, I bought this at MR3. I just haven't listened to it. I'll get to it. The Team America soundtrack. I don't have to tell you why I have that. Tears for Fears. Seas of Love. This is a cool record. Oh no no. Oh yeah, woman. Yeah, this is a good record actually. Woman in Chains is cool. But this is a good, very interesting record. I was really surprised when I finally got around to listening to this that the songs were so musical and a lot more interesting than I thought they were going to be. But cool stuff. And then I haven't listened to this yet, have I? No, I haven't gotten to this one. And those are the only Tears for Fears records I have. Ted Nugent's. Not a big fan of Ted Nugent, but I got this album for one reason only. Brian Howe is the lead singer on this album. Brian Howe, who was the replacement singer for Bad Company and made the 4 albums with Bad Company, has one of the most beautiful voices ever. I don't know if it's beautiful on here, because guess what? Haven't listened to it yet. That's my only Ted Nugent record. Ted Poley, the great lead singer from Danger Danger. This is his solo record he put out last year. Some really good, nice, meaty stuff on here. I got a review of this one online somewhere also. Very good, light, accessible Danger Danger, Journey Survivor stuff. It's kind of hit and miss. Some of the songs kind of are hard for me to... I've just heard them before, you know, but there's also some really great stuff on here too. Beneath the Stars is great. It's a good record. 10. Somebody asked me yesterday about my 10 collect. Here's a band called 10. I got into this band because I read a great review that Andrew McNeese gave on Melodic Rock on this record, Spellbound. So I went and tracked down Spellbound. And this is the time when I would pay import costs. And this was probably $20 in 1998. And I got it. It's pretty good. Gary Hughes is tremendously prolific. I'm nowhere near as familiar with him as I probably should be. I really know very little about him other than he has his own records and he writes all this stuff and blah, blah. So this is pretty good. The song Spellbound is good. It's kind of what it looks like. It's like songs about knights and dragons and stuff. Not all of it, but a lot of it is. And then I backpedaled and went and got the Robe and In the Name of the Rose. So those are my 310 records, even though they have a ton. But those are my 10 records. There you go. Tesla, the Great Radio Controversy. Please, nobody be mad at me. I don't really care for Tesla. I like Hang Tough. But I listened to this record and it just went right through me. I listened to it 20 times and it just didn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. I know people love Tesla. I mean, no disrespect. It's just not for me. Texas, White on Blonde. This was recommended to me by Paul, my buddy Paul LaCroix. And it was hit and miss, but there was like 4 or 5 really good tunes on here, drawing crazy patterns. Anybody know what this is? Anyway, That Thing You Do soundtrack. No need to say anything about this. Other than this, here's a little trivia. The guy that wrote the song, That Thing You Do, is the guy that does the main writing for Fountains of Wayne. So he wrote Stacy's Mom. So the same guy that wrote Stacy's Mom wrote That Thing You Do. I'm pretty sure that's right. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm scared I'm wrong. I think that's right. Moving on, Thin Lizzy. This is my only Thin Lizzy record. And I like Thin Lizzy, but again, no disrespect. It's just not my kind of thing, but I respect it a lot. You know what I mean? 30 Seconds to Mars. I bought this because there's a fascinating autobiography on Netflix called Artifact. It's about Jared Leto and his band, 30 Seconds to Mars. It's so interesting. If you're listen right now, if you're listening to me, put it in your queue. It's really fascinating and interesting. And I have tremendous respect for Jared Leto because of, he doesn't have to, just watch it. Just watch it. And if nothing else, I don't really even care for the music too much, but I mean, it's really interesting. And if nothing else, you get to stare at Jared Leto, right, for 2 hours. But it's really, really fascinating documentary. And I bought this album because this was the album that they were making during the documentary. And when the movie was over, I was like, well, I got to go at least buy that album they worked so hard on. It was $5 on Amazon. So yeah, I bought it. There's a great song in here called Kings and Queens, by the way, that was in the soundtrack for that Owl movie a few years ago. The Legend of, God, I don't know. Remember that movie that came out with all the animated owls? Cool song. That's a cool song. And to be fair, I haven't listened to the rest of this, so maybe it's all cool. Don't know. That was a lot about that. Andy Taylor's Thunder. I only got this because it's, well, here's my Thunder section. Good song here called I Might Lie. But this is my Thunder selection. I don't have a lot. I only have like that one and then the first two. And I remember calling around to try to track this one down years ago. And I know they have like, I don't know how many more since then, but those are the only 2 I have. Again, blues rock oriented, and I only get so much out of that. But I do love the song, what is it? Don't Wait For Me. Don't Wait For Me is cool. Dirty Love. Dirty Love is so fun. So there's those. I have one Tim McGraw record, and I have this because the song Please Remember Me is on it, which I heard waiting for a movie to start. I think I went and saw Shakespeare in Love, and that song was on before the movie started, and I was like, it's a great song. Um, so I bought this record, and again, this was the time when the country was taking on a more polished sound, and I haven't listened to this either because I could spend, and I'm sorry, I could spend 10 minutes talking about how much I loathe Tim McGraw. The guy doesn't play an instrument, as far as I can tell, at least not on the records. He doesn't write anything, and he sings okay. There's 100,000 people that sing every bit as good as he does. Why does he have a 25-year career? Just bothers me. Sorry. Probably shouldn't have said all that. Sorry. Moving on. Tinted Windows. This is a one-off band that the lead singer from Hanson did. Taylor Hanson did this with the drummer. I'm going to get this wrong. The drummer from Cheap Trick and the guitar player from Smashing Pumpkins, and that's the guy who's in Fountains of Wayne. So they are the bass player. I'm sorry, bass player from Cheap Trick, and they all made one record together, and it's really interesting. I like half of it, but it's really, but it's a weird ass super group. Yeah, James Ihe, Bunny Carlos, Taylor Hanson, and Adam Schlesinger made a record as a supergroup. Anybody know about that? Wild. Got the Titanic soundtrack because it was $1. Tom Cochrane. I love Tom Cochrane. I love his voice. I bought this because I came into Tom Cochrane on Life as a Highway, and I dug it. Mad, Mad World is a cool song. Washed Away, I've listened to a zillion times. And I just kind of went back, and then I followed him. And the Ragged Ass Road, this is pretty good. I like that. Songs from a Circling Spirit I did not like because it's just re-recordings of his stuff. I didn't know it was re-recordings of his own songs until I bought it. And then I was like, oh, it's just re-recording. So No Stranger was pretty cool. And I think he's got other songs, right? Or the records somewhere. But that's where it ends. Tommy Shaw, the great, phenomenally talented Tommy Shaw. That guy's got a voice like... he's a friggin' angel. The dude is an apparition. I can't say it. But just love this. Love it so much. I love Tommy Shaw. This record kind of left me a little cold. I hate to say that because it was produced by Terry Thomas. So you think I would love it. Tommy Shaw and Terry Thomas. And there's some good stuff on here, but it's kind of hit and miss with me. But love Tommy Shaw. Nobody sounds like Tommy Shaw. And the guy still sings beautifully. I saw Styx earlier this year, and oh my god, awesome. And I got 7 Deadly Zens. That was pretty good. Again, hit and miss, but there's some good stuff on here, and there's some stuff I could take or leave. This I haven't listened to yet, so I don't know. And I know he's got more, but I get to it someday. Tony McAlpine. So I got Tony McAlpine because my dad used to be in bands, and one of the guys my dad was in a band with had this album on cassette, and we borrow it. And I listened to this, and I lost my mind. It's all guitar, kind of neoclassical instrumental stuff. But he's my favorite instrumental guitarist because unlike Joe Satriani and unlike Steve Vai a little closer, at least in my experience, this guy writes songs. There's a verse, a climb, and a melody, a chorus, and it all has a melody to it. He writes like complete songs. I love this album so much. I listened to this one to death. This is classic. He actually went and did a tour 2 years ago, and he played this in full, but I missed it because he didn't come anywhere near Florida, so I missed it. I wish I would have saw it. This is wonderful. So then it backpedaled to Edge of Insanity, which is also just so cool, man. If you like Steve Vai, especially, or Joe Satriani, or you're into like, or what's that guy's name? Gary Moore. Is it Gary Moore? Vinnie Moore? You gotta check out the Tony McAlpine stuff. You gotta find Edge of Insanity and Maximum Security. Great stuff. Then he kind of went a little more jazzy and a little more just out there for me. Which, as a musician, I understand. You want to grow and you want to keep doing something different. And it gets more trippy, kind of like Bruce Hornsby. As much as I love him, his earlier stuff was more accessible, and then he got a little more fancy, which is fine. But that's what happened. So he put out a bunch of records. Another one that's upside down. That. I've only listened to like half of them, but I got to listen to them again. But there's my Tony McAlpine stuff. I got a lot of it. Wow. All right. Tora Tora. I got this because they had a hit at the time with the song Amnesia. And sorry, but again, I've still not listened to this. So I'll get there someday. Totally 80s. Does anybody remember when they used to have Time Life collections of your favorite rock songs, your favorite soft rock songs? Just a theme, a collection a thematic collection that they would sell online. So I bought this. I think I called. Like I seriously did. This is one of those like you call and you get this Time Life collection of totally 80s, and there it is. This is again, before you could get songs on the internet, before you could get one song for $1, so instead of having to buy all these albums to get your favorite songs, you bought a collection. It's a real thing. This is awesome. So there's like 40, 80 songs, totally 80s. And I think there's Jelly Beans in here, I want to say, for some reason. Where is it? Oh, yeah, there's Jelly Beans. I don't know what the hell this is, but there you go. My totally 80s collection. Traffic. Traffic's one record. There it is. What is that? That's, it's Eric. Oh, am I getting this right? It's Eric Clapton and Steve Winwood. And is it, you know what? I'm not familiar enough with this to really know. This was the one that had one record, right? They had one album, or was it Blind Faith? I think it was Traffic. I don't know. The Transformers soundtrack. Oh my God, I love the Transformers soundtrack. The theme for Transformers got me into Lion. So I actually did buy Lion's debut, Trouble in Angel City, based on nothing but this song. Vince DiCola, great instrumental stuff. How much I love Autobot, Decepticon Battle, the Death of Optimus Prime. Vince DiCola's got some cool stuff. I need to get more. Is this Vince DiCola have records of his own? I don't know. And Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way by Spectre General, which I listened to over and over when I was a kid, teenager, fooling around with my friends, that song, that's what that is to me. I love that song. Spectre General is actually Kick Axe, which we talked about earlier, but that's how I found Kick Axe through this. So I just love it. I'm a kid. Treat. Where is my... Okay, I'm definitely missing stuff. All right, Treat. I found this record because of a review on melodicrock.com. Let me tell you something, everybody. This is maybe my favorite album of the last 10 years. That has come out in the last 10 years. This is any of my fans who like rock, who like the Def Leppard, Bon Jovi kind of rock with great harmonies and big hooks, and this is a beautiful, beautiful, great album. Every single song is friggin' killer. I love this album. So, so good. And it's the only Treat record I have until their newest one, Ghosts of Graceland, which I don't see here anywhere, but I know I have it because I just listened to it a few months ago. So I'm definitely missing a pile of CDs somewhere. So I don't have it to talk about, so I'm going to say Ghosts of Graceland was pretty good also. Wasn't quite as good as Coup de Grace, but excellent. Listen, check this record out. I love it. We Own the Night. I've listened to it a zillion times. Love it. The great Trevor Rabin, who was in Yes, who was, did the Union record with Yes and wrote Owner of a Lonely Heart and did the 902, shit, I never get that right. I used to think I was a fan of Yes, and it turns out I was a fan of Trevor Rabin because I got all the Trevor Rabin Yes records and loved them, and then I went further back. And as much as I respect Yes, it's more spotty for me without Trevor Rabin involved. But I love Trevor Rabin's Yes output, and this is a good record. This sounds just like Yes. If you like Yes from like the 80s and early 90s and you don't have this, just get it, because it basically is Yes. Great guitar tone, great voice, great songwriter. He's also gone on to write soundtracks for, 50 albums, 50 movies, 60 movies. The dude is incredibly talented, Trevor Rabin. I got to get his other stuff. I don't have any of it. This is all I got. Triumph, the great Triumph, I can't think of what it's called. The three guys, no, whatever. Guys from Canada, three-piece band from Canada. I got some of their I got to listen to most of this stuff still, but I got into Triumph because my dad saw this on tape. 90125, thank you, Chris. My dad saw this album on tape at a Walgreens in a discount bin for $1, and I knew nothing about Triumph. This is when I was like 15, and he bought it for me. This and Night Ranger's Man in Motion. He bought those tapes for me when he was at Walgreens, and I listened. Oh my God, I love this record so much. All the King's Horses and To Carry on the Flame is just so killer, man. So I listened to this over and over, and that got me into Triumph. So where are we? So I got the next Triumph record, which didn't have Rick Emmett on board, but this isn't really Triumph, but it's a good record also. But anyway, there's my Triumph stuff, and I have digested about half of it, and I got to get more. There's more. Trickster. Let's talk about Trickster, everybody. Here's one of my favorite albums of all time. The Great Amazing Power Trio. Thanks, Bob. That was actually what I was trying to say. This is one of my favorite records. The great Steve Brown wrote almost every song on it. I'm telling you, this record, guitar rock, guitar so good and accessible, great solos, great production, great vocals. I don't know how to say his name, Loran, I'm sorry, is a really underrated singer. He's a phenomenal singer, and you never hear about him really in the context of all these other great bands at the time. He's got a great range, great tone, great voice. This is one of my favorite albums ever. This album is me at 16. Love it so much. I listened to As the Candle Burns a lot as a kid and thought I was all deep. But this is an awesome killer record. I actually had What It Takes. There's a line of What It Takes to Be a Music Man. And I actually had a license plate made that said Music Man because of that song. So one of my favorite records ever. So good. So good. They made New Audio Machine a few years ago. I didn't really like this. I'm going to be honest. I didn't care for it. The kick sound drove me crazy. And I didn't like the songs. But then there was this one. You can look somewhere. I got it posted. This is my favorite album of 2015. This album is killer. This is a great, great album. Trickster. I had expectations and they still blew me away. The amazing Steve Brown. Just love this record. And everybody still sounds great. One of the few bands, it's all original members. This was a great, great record. If you ever like Trickster at all and you don't know about this, get this record. I'm telling you. Beautiful. And the cover is great. The guy who did the cover for this, you know what else the guy that did the cover for this did? He did mine. See that? That's mine. Same graphic artist. That's right. This is killer. Human Era by Trickster. Friggin' awesome. Love it. Check it out. I got this, Trooper's Greatest Hits, because of the song Raise a Little Hell. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Again, back in the time when you had to get the whole record to get one song. When I was a kid, young kid, 4 or 5, and that song would come on, I used to think they were saying raise a little Hal, H-A-L, because that's how they say it. Raise a little Hal, raise a little. And in my mind, for no reason at all, I thought Hal was a baby sheep. So as a small kid, I thought that song was about taking care of a small sheep. That's true. Moving on. The Tubes. Oh my God. Now, like everybody else, the Tubes, I got into the Tubes, well, not everybody else, because of She's a Beauty and Talk to You Later. I got album review. I only have the 2 Tubes records, these 2. And I have album reviews of both of them up on my YouTube channel. So anything I'm going to say about them, I could just say there. So I won't bore you. But Fee Waybill, great singer. I got the the Twister soundtrack because there's a Van Halen song on here. That's the only reason I have it. 2 Fires. I got this because it was Josh Ramos from The Storm. And it was a singer and guitar player from The Storm. That's what it was. The singer and guitar player from The Storm made... Is that right? That's right, right? It's got to be right. I hope I got that. That's got to be right. Yeah. So they made this band, and it's okay. It's okay. I like River of Destiny, but they needed the help of some outside guidance for production and songwriting, and make it a little more succinct because the songs kind of meander. But they're both just masterclass vocalists and guitar players. So I had that one. I got the follow-up. I really didn't get much out of this one, so I kind of stopped buying them. U2 Joshua Tree. I only have this because it's the Joshua Tree. And I know you know disrespect. I know everybody loves U2. I don't hate U2. They just don't connect with me for whatever reason. They just kind of, I don't, it's not for me. That's all. I don't know why they're still, I don't get it. But I don't have to get it, right? Who the hell am I? UFO. I am shockingly naive when it comes to UFO. Do you know how naive I am when it comes to UFO? I can't name you one UFO song. I know 0 about UFO. That's why I bought this collection, because this is just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to listen to these 10 albums. But I haven't done it yet. I know nothing about UFO. Unisonic. This is an offshoot of Halloween. I always get the Halloween guys confused. Is it Michael Kiske? Is this Michael Kiske's? No, it's not. Oh, it is. It's him and Weekath. Is that right? Anyways, 2 of the guys from Halloween made this record, and guess what? Haven't listened to it yet. Unruly Child. This is a beautiful record with the great Mark Free. Beau Hill produced, so it's in that pantheon of the Beau Hill stuff. So Beau Hill did like Winger, Warrant, The Storm, like all that kind of more lighter mix, but really great harmony-filled stuff. This is a great album. I love Unruly Child's debut record. Just get it. I don't know what to tell you. Just friggin' get it. It's a great album. Love it. Great stuff. If you love any of those bands, check this out. And then I got the follow up Waiting for the Sunrise, which I think had Kelly Hansen on vocals, right? So this was a little, it was good, but kind of a whole different band in my world. Sorry. And then I got this. This was great too. Worlds Collide a few years ago. This came out. Great cover. Love that. And they all sound great. We got the original singer, Marcy Free, back, and good stuff on here. Just beautiful harmony stuff. I love harmonies. I'm a harmony junkie, so I love that. Uriah Heep. My father loves this record, so I wanted it, so I got it. So there's some good stuff on here. July Morning's cool. It's 70s. Is it 70s? I want to say it's 70s rock. Yeah, 1971. It's kind of organ-drenched 70s rock. I don't know. I'm not very versed in this, so forgive me if I'm wrong on any of this, but there's some more. That's all I got of Uriah Heep. Herb Tale. Here's yet another album I bought based on nothing but Andrew McNeese's review. I got to go back and listen to this again someday because I listened to this 15 years ago. I don't remember much, but I do remember the song called One Day I'll Make You Mine. Look that up right now. One Day I'll Make You Mine. It's one of the greatest ballads Journey didn't record. It's beautiful. The guy's got such a great voice. I got to go back and listen to this again someday because I really don't remember much about this, but that's who that is, Urban Tale. Valentine, this is Hugo, the guy that sounds like Steve Perry, and I think who else was on this? I should know more about this, but I don't. Listen, I don't know much about this because I haven't listened to it yet. I got this like a month ago, seriously, so I'll get to it. I don't know what else to say about it, other than I'm looking forward to it. And then we end with Van Morrison. So here's Van Morrison. I have more. We'll pick up more down there, I guess, but here's just a start of my Van Morrison collection. Actually, why do it that way? Let's just do it the way we do everything else. I did listen to Astral Weeks because this is very heralded and very, it's like almost mythic in how much people love Astral Weeks. And I listened to it once on a road trip for 5 hours. I've listened to it 4 times in a row. I don't get it, man. I'll listen again someday, but I don't get it. But there you go. More Van Morrison. Most of this I haven't listened to. I listened to that. That's cool. Like half of it I haven't listened to. And my phone's dying. Avalon Sunset. There's some good stuff on there. There's a great song called So Quiet in Here that I love on this record. She's My Baby is nice. There's some good stuff. Van Morrison... And again, I'm only familiar with like a fourth of his output, but I'll say this about Van Morrison. He's a real singer-songwriter. He's a real deal. He's been doing it for 40 plus years. He's never stopped. Van Morrison has never stopped making albums. He put out one last month. He's never stopped writing and recording and touring. And he's the real deal, whether you like him or not. And he does what he does, and he's written a crap load of songs that you don't know were him. Just 2 weeks ago, my parents were like, I don't really know much about Van Morrison. I started singing the songs. They're like, oh yeah. So, have I told you lately that I love... That's Van Morrison? Yeah. So I'm not like a huge freak fan of his, but you got to respect that, man. The guy's the real deal. All right, that's it. Real quickly, once again, you got to check out Trickster's Here record and their Here era. Tony McAlpine's Edge of Maximum Security. What else is just phenomenal that most people aren't aware of? I love those. Oh, Triumph's Surveillance. Sugarland is great stuff. Edge of the Century by Styx. If you buy it and just don't think of it as a Styx record, it's really great. All right. I guess that's it. Let's just stop now. Listen, thank you all very much for listening. I appreciate it. We're getting down to where, you know what? We're going to have one row left, and then we get into the specialty things. And I've got to find some CDs I'm missing, because I'm missing some stuff, and it bugs me. All right, once again, here's my website. There you go. There's my record. Take a listen. And if you're at all entertained by my weird rambling like this, I do have a YouTube channel where I do a lot of this kind of stuff. And I've reviewed, not a lot of records so far, but 50. But I kind of just sit there and ramble, and I just talk like I talk here about the most important thing to me, music. So... there you go. All right. You hear my voice going? You hear how it's getting all gravelly now? I shouldn't be doing this at all. All right. Thank you all for listening. Hope you're doing well. Bye, guys. See ya.